Hey guys. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to answer the question, what plans do I need for my DA or my town planning application? I like to personally say that DA plans sit kind of halfway between crude concept sketches, so those ideas, sort of images that show you generally what the proposal is going to look like at a high level, and the really detailed construction drawings. So the plans that you submit to the private certifier, which show beam sizes, those structural sort of elements, how it's going to be built, all that really nitty-gritty sort of information. More specifically, DA plans need to clearly show the before and after scenario, so the existing and the proposed scenario. You need site plans, so again, existing and proposed site plans, which are kind of like a bird's eye view of the property, with the property boundaries, the roof outline, road name, a few other things like that. Then you need the existing and proposed elevations, which are kind of like a 2D view of the property from each angle. So it shows what the neighbours would be looking at if they were standing in their properties, or someone out on the street, what they would be looking at. When it comes to those elevations, when it's the existing ones, you need demolition hatching, coloured demolition hatching. Am I saying that correctly? Demolition hatching? Yeah, it's too early in the morning, I need a coffee. Demolition hatching. It still sounds weird. Anyway, I'm going to roll with it. You need that demo hatching. You need, on the proposed elevations, you need the height line, so 9.5 metre height line. If it's a small lot, 7.5 metre height line, material notations, etc., etc. And then you need floor plans. Floor plans, think of a model of a house where you've just chopped off the roof and you're basically looking down on it. What's the floor layout? You need one of those for each level of the house. Now, when I do my assessment, so when I'm drafting up the application, doing the detailed assessment as part of that process, I will almost always come up with what I like to call my wish list. So it's a list of things that I would like to see tweaked on the plans, or added to the plans, or removed the plans. Now, normally the three key things that I'm looking at. Firstly, what do we need to show? What are we missing out of the mandatory requirements? So those 9.5 metre height lines, material notations, what do I know council is going to ask for? Next, I'm basically looking at going, what's going to make it look better in council's eyes? So if you've shown some really contemporary front fencing and we're in a traditional area, I'm going to look at that and most likely come back to you guys and go, so the fencing, yeah, it's not accessible. Let's just get that off those plans because it's not going to present the proposal in the best light possible. Or if you're doing an extension off the rear corner of the house and in 2D form it sort of hits you in the face and looks like it's right up there at the front with the rest of the house, I'm going to come back and go, hey guys, so can we thin out those line weights, or can we put a bit of a whitewash over that addition portion to help give that depth perception, to make it look like, or make it obvious from the start that that addition is set right back on the property, so we don't get off on the wrong foot, so to speak, with the council assessment process. Or finally, it might be things that are really unique or specific to that property. So I was drafting up an application last week for a property in the West End Woolloongabba District Neighbourhood Plan, bit of a mouthful, specifically sub-precinct 001. That is a really old area of the city, and the council rules and requirements that apply to that specific locality prevent you from raising the house up to create a standard 2-storey house. So you can't go up to that full 9.5 metre height limit. You've basically got a 4.8 metre front facade limit and a 6.2 metre limit for the eaves on the rest of the house. So I went back to the client and went, so in addition to that whole 7.5 and 9.5 metre height limits, which you typically need for small lots, yeah, can we throw a couple of more height limits on there? Or height lines, I should say. So we basically want to show that little bit of extra information so that it makes it really easy for council to go through and just go tick, comply, tick, comply, tick, comply. You don't want to make council have to work for it or go searching for the information, because if you make them do that, it's going to slow the whole process down and you're not going to get that quick and smooth and easy approval. Okay, I think that covers off everything I wanted to talk about today. As I always say, until next time, thanks for watching.
For all you red tape lovers out there, I have one thing to say. Well, no, actually, I've got three. Number one, the advice provided in these videos is general in nature. It's not site-specific. You would be a silly billy to go and make financial decisions based on this advice without first checking with the town planner. Don't be a silly billy. Number two, Brisbane town planning is in no way linked to Brisbane City Council. The views expressed in these videos are my own, not council's. So if you don't like them, blame me, not council. Number three, what was my number three? Oh yeah, the views expressed in these videos are accurate at the time of recording. If you're watching this video back 10 years from now, the views may not be so accurate. That's all. Bye.